life here in the ocean. Little plants live on the coral reef. Small animals eat coral, or they eat the plants on top of the reef. Bigger fish eat those animals. Big fish eat those fish. If it wasn't for the coral reef, we wouldn't have anything to see or anything to eat here in the ocean. So, I'm going to ask you to help me demonstrate.
I will.
And you, okay. You will have salt, water, and light. You will have rain, construction, and concrete. And fertilizer. Okay? And so you're my assistants with the drama team, but you all will help also. I'll ask questions, you answer, and then you also can do the sound effects. I'll tell you when. It's a recipe. So if coral is so important, Hawaii tries to build new coral reefs. They used to drop cars and airplanes in the ocean, hoping the coral polyps would stick to it and build bigger reefs. But the cars leak oil and battery fluid, so now Hawaii puts down concrete and building debris, inert things that don't pollute the ocean, while we try to build new coral reefs, especially in areas where we're having more construction for homes, Kapolei and that side of the island. Okay, so if we need to know how to take care of coral, we need to know what does coral need to grow. And these are the 3 ingredients that coral needs to grow. So you can put them in here. Water. No, some. Half. Make it half. Okay, no, that's fine. Salt. It doesn't really matter, but go ahead. No, you just shake it in. Shake it. Yeah, you can put all of it. I don't think there's much. Okay, thanks. And it needs light, so sunlight. This is just an example. I told her it doesn't really matter how much she puts in. This is for the demonstration. But it is very particular in nature how much salt there is, and also the temperature. It needs to be warm enough so that coral can live. So this feels good. This is good. And I do that because the children, why is she tasting that? But it gets their attention. So there's coral. Perfect. But Kaneohe Bay doesn't sit here in a clean plastic jar. It's surrounded by Kaneohe Town. So this is Kaneohe Town. Hard lava on the bottom, grass and trees, greenery, and then dirt. We get a lot of rain in Kaneohe. Just a second. just talking. On the poly that you were just through, they get 100 inches of rain every year. Around the corner by Kahana Valley, they get 200 inches of rain every year. That's a lot of rain. But does it affect the ocean? What happens to rain if it falls on grass and trees, greenery? What happens to the rain? What happens to the rain? What happens to the rain?
It's absorbed by the...
Give me a little bit of rain right here. Thanks. Now, if the sponge is older too, it works better. It gets absorbed. It gets used by the grass and trees. So it doesn't affect the ocean too much. So do we still have the 3 ingredients that are necessary to grow coral? Yes. They are water, salt, and light. So this is repetitive. You have the children say it again and again. We'll talk about it again. But Kaneohe Town doesn't look like this. There's been a lot of construction. The construction crews come through. They put their hats on. They make construction noises. And they put down a hard surface over the grass instead of the grass and trees. We're still going to get 100 inches of rain on the mountains. What happens to rain that falls on a hard surface? Okay, give me some rain right on the water, and everybody, storm noises. Okay, a little more. Okay, thanks. So what happened to the rain? Goes down rain, so it's not that it's not clean. I know the children love that. Auntie, but what about this ingredient? Is it as salty as it was the first time I tasted it? No. And if it's not salty enough in the ocean, the coral will die, and then the animals die or they have to leave. What about this? Oh, so it's still bright and sunny, but we have to worry about this. So if construction is bad, why don't we have more greenery? Plant gardens, golf courses, use fertilizer. Ready? What is the purpose of fertilizer? Make plants grow more. Okay. Open it. Gets on the land, gets in the ocean. Put the fertilizer in the ocean. Half of it. Yeah, I'll keep talking. The purpose of fertilizer. You put fertilizer in the ocean, it's going to make the plants in the ocean grow. Half of it. What kind of plants live in the ocean? Seaweed. Coral's an animal. Seaweed, another word for seaweed starts with an A. It's not a horn. Algae, seaweed. What about little tiny seaweeds in the water? Little tiny plants in the water.
Plankton.
Plankton. You put fertilizer in the ocean. A little bit more. Yeah. Make it green. This is Jello. But you can use food coloring. But okay, so it makes the water green. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Now, there used to be in Kaneohe Bay so much algae you couldn't see the bottom of the ocean. It was so green. The water was green. Is it clean? If it's seaweed, this is seaweed. Is it clean? Can I taste seaweed? No. Can you eat seaweed? Yes. How do you eat seaweed? How do you eat seaweed? Some seaweed.
Steamed.
Make it dry?
Yes, dry. How do you eat seaweed at home?
In the Philippines, you make a salad out of it.
Salad out of it? Nori over sushi?
Yes.
Does anybody not eat seaweed? Oh, okay. You think you don't? Okay, now, though. So I asked that to the children because I don't like seaweed. Do you brush your teeth? Yes. Okay, seaweed is in toothpaste. It makes it thick and creamy. They call it carrageenan. They don't call it seaweed. They call it carrageenan. Ice cream? Do you like ice cream? Yeah. They put seaweed in ice cream to make it thick and creamy. Cheesecake. Everybody eats seaweed. But here, the water is clean. We still have water. It's because it's seaweed. It's just seaweed. The water is still clean. Okay, it's not as salty as it needs to be. What about this ingredient? Is it as bright and sunny? No. If there's seaweed growing over the coral, if there's plankton in the water, the coral will not get enough sunlight, and it'll die, or the plants and animals have to leave. So we have to be careful about how much fertilizer. Okay, another problem with the construction crews. When they come through, before they build, they take off the greenery. They take off the greenery, and then you drive by, there's dirt, oh, they're trying to build a house. What happens if there's a big rain and there's all the dirt is exposed?
Goes to the ocean.
Yeah, you. Okay, thank you. The dirt comes down into the ocean, right? So, wait a minute. Is the water clean? No. Is it salty enough for coral to grow? No. Is it sunny enough for coral to grow? No. Am I tasting this? No. I went to college. I'm not tasting this. It's dirty. So, the end of the story. These are the good things that coral needs to grow. And they are? Water. These are the bad things. These are the things that kill the coral. But you know, these are things that people do. Yeah. These are not natural things. Construction, too much rainfall, fertilizer. These are things that people do. If we do this, we can stop doing this. And okay. And then I give a treat to the students that help. Do you like raisins or juice? Okay, open it up. They'll give me 2 back. Open it up, give me 2 back. Because the fertilizer, I asked, do any of you live on a farm and fertilizer gets down into the ocean? Do you own a golf course? No. No. But they say, well, we don't make fertilizer. Every time you flush the toilet, 5 gallons of fertilizer gets down into the ocean. And human fertilizer, manure, comes in 2 forms, liquid. Okay, and okay, Human fertilizer. I know the children love that. Fourth graders, they love that. Oh, if we had more time, the chart. As the population goes up in Kaneohe Bay, you build more houses, the IROs, more pavement, the water runoff increases, the fresh water kills the reefs, and more sediment, dirt comes down into the ocean. So you get less light penetration, larval sediments, so the coral reef erodes, it changes the ecology of the reef, and the reef organisms die or they have to leave.